Good gosh almighty. We just saw one of the best serial killer movies we have ever seen in our entire life. Spoiler alert, the killer is a penny.
Bam. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Paul,
I'm Diet Dr. Paul.
and together we are Rotten Potatoes, father, son, guess which is which, boomer, millennial. We come at you every single week talking about movies, comic book, culture, faith, travel, and we just get to once a week, and we just do this. All kinds of movies, horror, sci-fi, real movies with subtitles, real movies that are in black and white, movies that are made in the 20s. Yeah.
Gay!
So,
I don't know about all that now. Movies made in the 20s?
yeah,
That sounds boring.
we're going to do an entire episode of silent films.
I'll take that week off. That'll be my vacation week.
Yeah. So we're a little late to the party on this one.
Yes.
So you want to tell the folks what we're
Mhm.
here for?
We're late to the party, but this is a perfect time to do it because now it's available for free streaming. And I know that there's a threshold for people in terms of like what they watch,
Why
right?
did I just pay $19.95
Or
for
it's
it?
streaming now, right? Like, so you can go to the movies and pay $50. Or you can spend half that on VOD. It's getting ready to come out for free streaming here I believe in like a week.
You're killing me, Smalls.
But that's how it goes. So for those people that were waiting for it to come to free streaming, get ready, check your calendars. I'll put the date in here. And so that's a big deal for people. But we just watched Final Destination Bloodlines. Rum.
Yeah.
And what's the synopsis? Well, a bunch of people die.
Yep. You can't cheat death, right?
No, you cannot.
Somebody was supposed to have died, they don't. And so death comes back and is going to rectify. What's different about this one, though, is isn't just about people that were going to die. It's about people whose families wouldn't have been there, you know?
Well, the synopsis, I guess we can stop being tongue in cheek. So it picks up in the 50s and it shows this woman, as they always do, it's about a premonition, and you stop the premonition, and now death is mad because those people should have died. Well, she stopped a premonition, but it was so many people that it took death so long to smite these people that they actually had kids and grandkids. And so now there's some extra smiting to do.
The bloodline.
And that's where the bloodlines come in.
Yeah.
And
Typically in these quick takes, we talk about the good, the bad, and our verdict. So you want to kick us off with
The
what was
good?
good? Yeah.
the good, well, a Final Destination is a or potentially tough property to do because you could do it wrong. This was right. It knows exactly what it is. We're not trying to be the Godfather. We're not trying to be Ari Aster is doing this, meta horror. We're here for a knee slapping good time, and oh boy, was it a knee slapper. I don't know how many times I'm sitting there with my mouth open wanting to cover my eyes just because of how insane some of these set pieces are. But yeah, the cinematography, or this is not the cinematography, but the special effects, the VFX were great. I thought what caught me off guard was the music. How many iconic songs there are with these sort of like tongue-in-cheek lines that you could see from a horror context, and I thought like, what an interesting way, like layer to add to the film. I thought it was unexpected. I thought the acting was good. It's just what you want from a Final Destination movie.
I absolutely agree because it's really all about the death scenes and doing it in
100%.
a creative way that's plausible. It's also one of these things because the audience now is prepared for this. We're trained to do it. And so it's these little false steps. Okay, it's going to happen now. Nope. Oh, now it's going to happen.
Mhm.
And they did that in the very first one. What they've done in this is it's not the first time, it's not the second time, it's not the third time or the fourth time. You just sort of like just as soon as you think it's not going to happen, then it kind of happens.
It's like a really good pitching duel, right? When you get between a pitcher and a hitter. Okay, I'm going to throw my fastball to make you think that the pitch is coming high and inside, and then I'm going to hit you with my sinker, or I'm going to throw some off speed at you. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, you're expecting him to get killed now. Curveball, he's going to get killed a second later. No, double curveball, his sister's dying.
Yeah.
It's like all these really wonderful, like just missteps that just made you uneasy. And it really like allowed you to just immerse yourself like, oh, throw my hands up. I'm just going to let this thing
Yeah,
happen.
tons of twists and turns in it. And one, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but if you've seen the trailer for this
Mhm.
kind of stuff, when that scene gets to there, it was really just very surprising kind of stuff.
Yes, and that's
And
the other thing is like they showed there's a really long trailer that shows a lot of the initial sequence, and then there's the teaser that shows the guy in the tattoo shop. I didn't feel like any of that was spoiled. I got to experience those scenes, and it wasn't like, oh, I know what's going to happen now. And I think to be able to pull that off, that was took some skill in it into itself. So you could tell that this was just a well thought out movie, and the people that made this cared about the franchise. I think you could absolutely
it
tell.
was a breath of fresh air, and because I think Final Destination is one of my favorite movie franchises. It is exactly what it is. This was a perfect time to bring back new blood into
Mhm.
this whole thing. I agree wholeheartedly. The casting was great. Tony Todd, the fact that, I mean, he's an elder statesman who is no longer with us. That I you know last, I don't know if this was his last picture, but if it wasn't, it was next to his last picture that he did, and it was really just nice to see him on the screen and celebrate the work that he's done over his
A perfect
on
send
the
off
yes,
too. It was
yeah,
a really nice, beautiful, sweet send off, and I thought was a perfect way to go.
yeah, yeah. Casting was just really, I thought, was just kind of amazing.
Yeah, and there was no like big actors in it that really like take you out. It was a bunch of people that are working in Hollywood, good actors, solid actors, but no giant A-listers. So they all sort of like blend together. And aside from really one person, I thought normally movies they do a real weird job of like casting the ages correctly and demographics. This did a really good job, except for one. I thought, he looks like he's about 10 years too old to play the little brother. But other than that, I thought they did a wonderful
Yeah,
job.
I think this episode installment of the franchise has the best deaths in
Oh
the
yeah,
entire
for certain.
franchise.
It's tough to say. Like it's like reminds me a lot of Friday the 13th, right? Like the first Friday the 13th movie is like arguably the best, but when you measure it against the rest of the franchise, it's not as over the top. It's really a slower burn in terms of when you measure it. And the same can I think can be said for the first Final Destination movie. I'm not saying it's a slow burn because it's not, but
Mm.
when you measure it against it, it's less bang for your buck. So this one is going to stick out in that measure.
Yeah, it's we streamed it. We didn't see it in the big screen, and I think I really enjoyed it on a small screen. I think this is a perfect party film. This is one where you want to get together with a crowd, some friends, and just let it
Oh,
all
without a
hang
shadow of a
out.
doubt.
Yeah, we talked throughout this quite a bit. I don't think it detracted from it at
No, not
all
at
because
all.
it is what it is. It's designed to be. You know what you're not following this for messages about life and the secret of life, and saying you really are getting from one set piece to the next set piece. And this penny that I mentioned earlier on is really sort of the connective tissue among all of it in a very innovative and brilliant kind of way.
Yeah, I mean, I remember at the beginning of the movie saying the little boy that threw the penny. I'm like, I promise you, sometime in this movie, he's gonna come back around at the end and serve a very important role. I was half right. It wasn't him. It was the
The
flippin'
penny.
penny, man.
Yeah. So
So
it was a
beautiful.
perfect movie, and there was nothing that we don't like.
Not at all. Not at all. It was a great film, don't get me wrong, but my problem is it reminded me again, I'll compare and contrasting all the time is the Predators movie just rehashing the original ending. This was the same ending as the first film. It's the we've successfully defeated death. No you didn't. Now you're dead. It's like, okay, we saw that coming. Why did we need that extra layer to pretend? We could have just offed him in the final scene, and I think it would have settled better with me. It feels like a little bit of a reach at the end, a little out of character, a little out of context, and it didn't sit right. Yes, the final deaths are amazingly awesome, like everything else in this movie, but the why, it was just like, I wish they would have done something different there.
Yeah, I think it was a couple of problems that I had with it, and I am picking nits here. One is the what I'm going to call the house of death, where the young woman you referred to sort of lived for 50 years. And I'm just not sure it makes a whole lot of logical
No,
sense.
it
If
doesn't.
this was true, death always finds a way, and you would think that death would have found a way to be able to take care of business there for some reason, part of that mythology. And I mean, it worked in the film, but I had to sort of turn my head off.
Suspension of disbelief. And if they
Hmm.
were going to do that scene, I think it would have served a better purpose to like baby proof it. Like, why am I going to have like sharp iron rods and boards and nails and things? Like, I think it would be like hermetically sealed and no sharp corners and everything's got rubber around it. And I can't hurt myself in here.
It looks like a compound with all kinds of cranes and
It's a
stuff.
death
All it
compound.
would have to do is lightning could strike one of those things and it would smack down on the house. End of story
It
kind of
was a
stuff.
murder compound. It was the scariest house I've ever seen. It looked
Yeah.
like what's her face from the recent Michael Myers remake, the house that she built to
Yes.
trap Michael Myers. It reminded me of that thing.
Yeah. Um, I also think that, and we've said before in the film, one of the keys to good movies is you have to care about the characters. And when you care about the characters, when they become threatened, when good things happen to them, you celebrate. When bad things happen to them, you feel tension in that. And sometimes writers or directors take shortcuts. So it's essentially just a bunch of cardboard characters. And in Final Destination, you're simply, it's almost like you have a scorecard. Okay, you're going to go next. Okay, just
Mhm.
here it goes. Show me the next set piece. I found myself really caring about these characters and thinking, no, I don't want them to. In the past, I'm like, yeah, kill them all. And in this, it's like I didn't want them to die. I was really pulling for them, which is unusual for a Final Destination film.
Yeah, I think that some of it had to do with the structure because a lot of these movies, it's like once death starts, it's all carnage and we just got to run away. And this, there's like 2 or 3 points where they're like, okay, they're not believing this girl about this story. And then someone dies and they're like, oh shit, maybe we should believe her a little bit. Well, no, it's just a coincidence. Oh, another person. Let's regroup here. So there's like these sort of like, and you get to grow with the characters, and they take there's some scenes with spoiler alert, some scenes where you think someone's going to die but they don't die, and so then you've sort of processed their death, and then they're back. And you're like, oh wait, no, you're still here.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so glad you're back
yeah,
for the time being, and
yeah.
then you're not. So I totally get
Or
what
other
you're
people
saying.
that you think aren't going to die for whatever reason, and they end up dying.
Hmm.
It's like not following the logic of the system. There's a little bit too much exposition in this, and I think if you had gone in and edited it, you probably could cut maybe out maybe 10 minutes to keep it a little bit tighter. And maybe again, like let's sit and talk about why the mom abandoned them, and that was a fairly long scene. And I think you could have just as easily had a shouting match where you had a sentence and she had a sentence. Bang,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah. I
it's
get what you're
done,
saying.
kind of stuff. Get to the point, kind
Yeah,
of
that
stuff.
was a question that loomed for far too long, and it was a little bit of a fall flat part
Yeah.
for me.
But all in all, I mean, again, I'm picking nits, and I can't wait to see what they do next. And
Normally, I don't say that either because it's like, all right, we've seen enough. Let's end on a good note. But I feel like whoever did this, I think they understand this story again. And as long as they find the right script, I'd be open to seeing another one for
yeah,
sure.
I don't want to see the death house again, or all that kind of stuff. But what? Just somebody that's just really brilliant and imaginative, and coming up with a very creative, script that pays homage to the themes. It's like vampire movies. There's certain rules that go with vampire movies or werewolf movies, but you've come up with twists and turns and a fresh take of it. Bloodline is a very fresh take on a somewhat tired franchise.
Absolutely. I think that's why it was so effective is because you expect a, something to be rehashed here. You really do.
Yeah,
And it was not. It was very unique, very different, and just, again, fresh.
yeah. So,
What's the verdict? What's the rating? I'll go first since I know you were going to ask me.
what's the verdict?
Oh, what's the verdict? The ending is very important, so I've got to deduct some points for that. But I think it deserves a good 8 out of 10. I think that's a good 8 out of 10.
The single best horror movie I've seen in 2025. I
He's
said it.
smoking a little bit
I
of dough.
s-
You think you
I
liked it better than Sinners?
I did.
Okay,
I
okay.
did. I really did.
It was more fun than Sinners. I'll give
That's
you that.
that's true. It was a 9 for me. I'm just it is Like we talked before about how you see a movie and you know you're seeing something special and you know you're going to come back and see it again and
Hmm.
again, kind of stuff, as opposed to something that you saw that you really liked, but 5 years from now, are you going to come back and watch it 10 times, 15 times? Like Shaun of the Dead is clearly, you knew it when you saw it,
Yes,
kind of
I would
thing.
put this in that category.
Yeah,
I would.
this is a rewatchable film to enjoy, and you probably will find new little things, little scenes, little tricks in the scenery and the set that you missed before. But no, it's the best horror film that I saw.
Yeah, I'm
It
gonna
doesn't
definitely see it
take
again.
itself too
No, that's the
seriously.
key right
Yeah,
there.
and it's not as dark. And we talked about just some of the horror films that just are so dark and pessimistic about life on the planet. And this one is optimistic because it's all about we want to die, we don't want to give up, and we want to fight for our lives, kind of stuff. And it's worth fighting for, and being happy. And there's things about families trying to solve the problem together. I just think it's good.
You
Best.
could tell, I think, more than anything, the people that made this movie cared about the project. And I can't say that for everything that I watch. And so that really bleeds through more than the
Yes.
quality of the script or the acting or the cinematography or the SFX. They cared about it. So you could tell that they were just having so much fun on this movie.
Yeah.
And therefore, the viewer did. And I will 100% see this again. This is definitely a Halloween type viewing. Get it on with some people or watch it with some people. Excuse my language. Watch it with some people, have a good time. Although I will say this, I think from going forward, I'm going to turn it off at the end of the murder house scene at the end
I didn't mind that as much.
and just skip the last two
I know.
minutes.
I can't prove this, but it's just been in the last couple of weeks that the United States announced that they were discontinuing the penny.
Hmm.
I believe it's because of,
You can't prove it.
I think,
Damn it, Final Destination Bloodlines.
yeah, stop on a dime and give you 9 cents change.
I don't get it.
It's an old saying.
I wasn't around then.
Boomer, millennial. What do you think? And what do you think about clicking all of the little buttons, like and subscribe, and passing us on to your friends, your grandma, your grandpa, fathers, sons, watch movies together, mothers, sons, daughters, everybody can get into the act.
Train seals.
Yes, but we'd love to know what you think in your comments. If we are way off, if you think it's the worst, horror movie, you've seen better film on teeth, kind of thing, I
You can be wrong.
I get that kind of thing. But we're very interested, and we appreciate the love that you show this station, and we really do, and
Yep.
we enjoy it. It's a passion project for
Hmm.
us, and I guess where are we going to see them?
At the movie.